masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Yo, welcome back guys. It is Miami. It is another setup video. We're racing as George Russell and we're starting off with P2. So, let's go and get into it. So, as always, 5 laps just to show you what the setup is like. Bit of a awful start really, as I locked up and get smashed by a Red Bull, I think, with Perez. Yeah, collision with Perez. That's what happens when you lock up. But yeah, anyway, apart from my poor driving, as Perez is going for the send down the inside, just look on how much speed that Red Bull has at the start of the race. As I'm going to deploy the battery because of that mistake I just made. I don't want to get overtaken by Stroll, but as you can see, the AI just dumping everything they've got. Leave room for Perez, for Stroll rather. But don't worry, because by the time you get to the chicane, I'll have caught back up, and on lap 2, Perez will have nothing for me, because if I stop making stupid mistakes, that'll be easier to catch him. Quick check on the old tyre temperatures. As you can see, 95, but the outside temperature on the fronts especially is down at 69. Need that quite high, as there's not very many turning points. And like I said, I run a high forward brake bias because locking up into turn 1, locking up into turn 2. I'm going to wait till the straight now and deploy some of the battery, and Perez won't have an answer for it because he would have used all his ERS. And then I can try and get away from Stroll a little bit at the same time. But I should catch back up by the time we go through the chicane. As you can see, look how much I'm catching him. Just need to stop making so many mistakes. As soon as DRS is available, get on the back of him. I'm going to stay behind him because I do want obviously the DRS. Perez is going defensive. I'm not going to overtake him though. I suppose I could. Wasn't going to, but he's just going to hold me up otherwise, so I'm just going to crack on. Set the fastest lap.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
And then just crack on from there. But no, I gotta be honest, in this new game, Miami is a really good circuit. Like, it really is. Whereas you had to be so careful driving it in 22, in 23, you really can just thrash it. Obviously you still need to take care in certain areas, but still really good, really reliable. And if you've got a really good setup, as Perez is trying to make the move, make sure I leave the space, always leave the space, and manage to stay in front. As I said, if you've got a really good setup, you shouldn't have no dramas. The AI seemed to really struggle going through the chicane. nevertheless, Perez is rapid. Perez, for some reason, seems to be better than Verstappen on equal. Same with when I did the F1 22 setups. It's 21 setups. Bottas always seemed to be better than Hamilton. You know, when Mercedes was dominant. So and Lance Stroll seems to be quicker than Alonso as well, which I'm certain that they'll get tweaked and whatnot. But as always, the setup is at the end. And if you try the setup and the setup doesn't work for you, let me know, and I will do my very best to try and get a setup that works for you. After every video is posted on YouTube, I do then put the setup into my Discord server. There's a link in the description. If you want access to those, come and join the Discord. But yeah, last lap, 30.6. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Perez is dumping all his battery, so I'm going to have to defend from Perez down the back straight. First DRS straight and the back straight. But as long as I can stay in front, I should have him, or should gain enough from him into the chicane. It's going to be difficult because he's right on my tail. Send him to the outside. It's not going to. He is going to try and make a move, but I should have him covered. As almost locked it a little bit. But yeah, it's amazing what you can do with a really good setup. And last night, as I'm recording this on the Wednesday, I did a social race last night on a Tuesday where I raced around Jeddah, and under a safety car someone went into AI and the AI car stopped dead. Smashed my front wing, put me P18, and then I came back and was in the contention for a lead. And that's just what you can do with a good setup. So this has been Miami. Setups next. Hope it works, guys. Take care.
And that's the checkered flag. What an amazing victory in what has been a great Miami Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win? And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next.
So this is what I've gone with for Miami. So on the wings, I've gone 14-17. Again, it's one of those circuits where I feel it's better to have the power come from the rear. Obviously, the power comes from the rear, but it's better to have more stability at the rear, I find anyway, than going for an inverted. Whereas next Imola, I do run an inverted, so yeah. But 1417 feels absolutely perfect. You could probably go lower, but then obviously you need stability, especially through the left-hander, the long left-hander just before the end of sector 1. Transmission, I've gone with 60-52. Seems to work really, really well. Again, it's personal preference. I've seen some people run it as high as 65. I've seen some people run 65-55. But yeah, it's whatever you feel. Remember, these are your setups. You do the best you can with them. Suspension geometry, it's right, left. Until I see different, I'm going to keep it same as 22. It seems to work really well. Again, until they patch it, because I believe there is a patch coming out next week, it seems to work really well. Suspension. Again, I've gone with quite a not as stiff as usual, but it seems to really work well on the front suspension. So front suspension and front anti-roll bar are higher than the rear. Again, it just seems to work really well with a front pointy car, or front stiffer car, front end stiffer car I should say, rather than a rear stiffer end. It's just the way the car works. Helps with a lot with turning as well. And then front ride out 36, rear ride out 40. The only two curbs that I believe that cause problems are the ones in turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and then obviously the chicane. Then you just have to do your best. You can ride over the chicane with the bollard on the outside, but it's best not to, because you can, especially if you league racing, you can damage the underfloor. Trust me, I've already found out to my surprise. Brakes, 100%, 58%. Again, I'll say it again. If you were running ABS on, no dramas, forget about this part, just run 150. But if you're running ABS off, for me personally, as I'm still learning ABS off, or relearning ABS off I should say, I've struggled with locking up the rears into the second DRS straight, or the first DRS straight, so I've run a high front based brake bias. And then tyres, this is the surprise, you need to run a high tyre pressures, or higher tyre pressures than most circuits. You need to generate as much of the outer tyre heat, and this really helps, as you lose tyre heat all throughout the lap. With the long straights, you have two quite long large straights, and you need to make sure your tyre pressure is higher. You can even take it up to 23 and then probably run about 21.3, but this seems to work quite well. Again, let me know what you think of the setup. Let me know down in the comments below. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask, and I will try and get to every question, or I will even try and get a setup to work perfectly for you. But remember to do all that good stuff. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will bring you more setups as well as everything else. But take care, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.